So Slava and Riga here, Startup Visa Services. So Slava, we did a little video that asked, gave a bit of an update and paused some more questions. So why don't you just give us a bit of an update of that recent change and news, and then we'll take it from there.
On December 19th, Government of Canada issued a complete pause to the program of the Startup Visa program. It is not a cancellation, it is a pause. And the main reason for it, the inventory of people that are applying outpaced the number of people that Government of Canada was allowing in. And to be fair to them, government has paused it. So that's the major news. As of January of 2026, there is no more new applications for Startup Visa cases. However, those people that have already received their letters of support, they have up to half a year to apply for their residency still under this program.
And luckily, Slava, for that, anyone who was clients with us was all got in, was protected by that timeline. And again, we still have 100% success rate. So kudos to you and the whole team for that. So Slava, there is a stop on the Startup Visa business. And one of the main things too is for all permanent residency applications. So how did the stop of a new intake be introduced, and why do you think it's necessary? And again, this is according to the Government of Canada.
So on the 19th, Government of Canada has made an announcement to all people at the same time that they are pausing the program. Gladly, they did not say that they're stopping the program. The pause really means it is time for them to readjust to make sure that they can make the program better for the rest and for the new applicants in coming years. The pause really meant that as of January 1st of 2026, no new letters of support, letters of commitment could be issued anymore. All those people with previous certificates, letters of support, letters of commitment, can still proceed in applying for their permanent residency. One other minor change, well, major for some people that intended to come in here earlier, there is no more issuance of work permits under this program anymore. So that's a big change to how people are being processed from here until they are filing for their permanent residency as well.
Now, this is, of course, they have 6 months to file, as you said before, and we'll be supporting them throughout that whole process as well. So thanks, Slava. So how long will the new applicants and the new intakes be in this pause be in place?
No one knows when they are going to reopen as in being able to issue more letters of support. Government of Canada last year already implemented some sort of a throttling system by allowing just limited number of letters of commitment, letters of support to be issued to just 10 businesses to be supported by a designated organization. That was the very first step that government said way too many applicants are coming in. Over 40,000 people, over 17,000 families have applied through this program, and yet government was only planning to be to a maximum approving 1,000 people per year. So the number of people coming in was outpacing the number that they could be approving. So when will they be reopening? Government did not say, but they did hint that they're planning to introduce a new pilot and a new immigration pathway for entrepreneurs as well.
So Slava, what happens to those people who have a letter of certificate, a letter of support, letter of commitment from the designated business organizations prior to 2025, and do they have to file right away, January 1st, 2026, before the deadline?
So thankfully, they have time. They have up to 6 months until June of 2026 to proceed in applying. So some of them are still doing their English tests. Some of them are still finalizing their websites. Some of them are winding down their businesses in previous countries. Some of them are looking around to make sure they gather all of the documents. So there is no huge rush to apply for permanent residency right before the year end. So they have up to mid-2026, meaning 6 months from the issuance of their letter of support to still apply for permanent residency.
So Slava, what if the letter certificate, the letter of commitment that has been issued prior to 2025, December 31st, needs to be amended, needs to be changed? What's going to happen with that? Because sometimes that can happen.
So it actually does happen quite often. Letters of commitment and letters of support could be modified, but new ones cannot be issued. So the number that is in the top right corner of it will remain the same. It just the adjusted date is going to appear on the letter of support. Now, I want you to be aware that just because the date has changed, it does not mean that you have an extra 6 months from that point to be applying for permanent residency. You have to start counting from the original letter of support in order for you to stay within a 6 month timeline. Now, the changes happen quite often. The reason could be one of the members becomes non-essential versus essential, or there could be an addition to a business plan, or potentially even a slight modification to a business name. So many reasons why letters of commitment could be modified, but you cannot and should not be doing is relying on a new date for filing of the permanent residency.
So Slava, what's the current amount of people that are in the startup visa program, and what's the current process times?
It's a twofold question. Processing times are based on three new criteria that Government of Canada has released. Number one is you are a priority if someone in your business is already either here in Canada or already applied for your work for open work permit under startup visa. Plus, you are in a priority stream, so that is the absolute top priority. In order for you to be in a priority stream, you had to have had your letter of support either from a venture capital group or from an angel group or from an incubator that is part of the Canadian Tech Network or received at least $75,000 funding into your business. So those that are in a priority group, as well as if they have at least one member that is part of the work permit program, they are the absolute top priority. Second level, similar group, but without work permit. So still coming from the priority grouping, which is venture capital, angel, or an incubator that is priority, which is Canada Tech Network, or at least gotten $75,000 in funding, but without the work permit. And the last group are those people that are going through a non-funded, non-priority pathway with or without your work permit being issued or applied for. So we are looking, and that's what we have historically been helping people to be at the top tier. Now, what does it mean when it comes to timing? There are currently over 40,000 people that are in the pipeline for government, and government is planning this year only be to approving to a maximum of 1,000, 500 being the absolute target by them. So when you're looking at the total number based on our estimate, only about 20% of the people out of those 40,000 are in the priority stream, meaning they are first to be approved. For everyone else, government has given the timing, which is over 10 years. So what is the timing for those that are in a priority? We can only guess, but based on numbers, we are calculating if they are able to do at least 1,000 per year, 20% of the people there, 3, 4, 5 years is the targeted timeline if Canada behaves very well when it comes to processing to the maximum instead of to the minimum amount of people.
So Slava, the question that a lot of us have is why not just reduce? Why did they stop the cap? And does this mean that they're going to stop allowing startup visa applications?
So Government of Canada did try to reduce the intake and slow it down and throttle it in previous years, 2024, 23, 22, 21. Previous years, designated organizations could have issued, and some of them have, over 300 business approvals per designated organization, ballooning the number of overall inflow of new people coming into this program. So last year, Government of Canada instituted a cap. Instead of saying that you can support as many businesses as you want, you can only now approve 10 businesses. So Government of Canada thought that that would slow down the applicants. However, the number of designated organizations at this point, it's close to 80. Issuing at least, well, not at least, to a maximum of 10 each of these letters of support, of the letters of commitment, and each one of the letters of commitment can support up to 5 founders, and each one of those founders could have many family members. Some of the people we have helped have 6, 7, 8 kids each. That really has ballooned the number to an unmanageable level by government, and this is why they introduce a pause so they can catch up, clean up the inventory, process those people that are in waiting. And no, it does not mean a complete stop. They'll continue processing those people that have applied with the previous documents for permanent residency and those people that have received their letter of support prior to the stoppage or pausing of the program, which is in a week from now.
So Slava, why is IRCC prioritizing, and how are they going to be applying the prioritizing for all these clients in the program?
So this is actually pretty new for a program that is over 10 years old now. Government of Canada is going to be paying more attention or priority or speed to those that have higher potential for impact in Canada, meaning those that are already here, those that have a work permit, those that are supported by a designated organization that has given them money and funding, and those that are belonging to Canada Tech Network. So Government of Canada tried to filter out what are the earliest of stages of businesses, idea stages of businesses that may or may not succeed, considering that every country has the business success ratio of about 80% failure on the new businesses, versus those that are coming from funded perspective, from the larger team or from a supported network that have a higher probability of succeeding. So it is a clear insight to us that says if the company is already here in Canada, if the founder is here in Canada, they're more likely to succeed rather than someone landing here 3, 4, or 10 years from now. So Government of Canada is paying more attention to those that are already here or on a way to being here in Canada.
So Slava, as people always want to know, what's next?
Unfortunately, there is no crystal ball. I can tell you what is new and next for us. So Government of Canada did say they are working on new pilot entrepreneurial programs. No one knows what they are. They haven't established what they are. The first thing that government had to do is stop the flood of the new applications. And I'm sure they're working on what is next for government. But what is next for us here at Startup Visa Services, we will continue helping entrepreneurs. We'll continue working with the immigration professionals to make sure that we can help them with business cases. And we are helping them, entrepreneurs, as well as the immigration professionals, with new products that will help them and support their businesses. So this is something we're going to release early in 2026 to all of our partners, immigration professionals.
Well, thanks, Slava. And we look forward to working with you, continue working with you. And for all your clients that have trusted with us over the last 10 to 12 years, we'll continue to be doing that. As new things come out, as new products, as new projects, as new pilots come out, we do want to be there to serve and support you ongoing. So the very best to you and your family to 2026. And we look forward to a great 2026 together, but wrapping up and honoring our commitments we made in 2025. Thank you.
Looking forward to continue working with you in 2026.